Hello again, guys, and welcome to the channel. Welcome to the video. Let's get over the disclosure stuff first. This is not a medical channel, guys. I'm going to talk about my experience reversing diabetes. I'm no longer diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic, and I'm not providing any medical advice at all to you guys. If you need medical advice, you need to, take all the claims or anything that I tell you and take that to your medical practitioner, your nurse practitioner, your DO, your MD, and your PA, even a nutritionist, and ask them if this works. I mean, you're gonna get pros and cons depending on who you speak with, right? So you're talking about Eastern medicine versus Western medicine, and a lot of things that I do for my approach is based on Eastern medicine, which has been around for thousands of years, which has been successful. And Western medicine you know, uh, has caught up somewhat, and they're starting to research a lot of the Eastern medicine claims. But my perspective is not based on research. It's not based on scientific studies, peer-reviewed studies. I'm going to give you some of that information as well. However, my research is anecdotal, meaning that these are my results. These are the results I've gotten. I reversed my type 2 diabetes according to my doctor. And I just want to share this with you guys. That this is not a channel where I'm trying to make a buck off of you guys. I'm not selling any courses. I'm not. There's nothing here. I mean, if you want to donate to me and stuff like that, just for giving out the information for free, that's quite up to you. But I am asking for nothing in return. All I want to do is help you, so maybe you can help others as well the way I'm helping you guys. Okay. So first things first. What I do want from you guys, if you don't mind, is for you to like the videos, subscribe to the channel, share with others that have diabetes. It might be able to help them. And please leave some comments down below, because if you leave some comments, some questions, and things like that, we can have an interactive discussion. Because right now it's just me talking to the camera, which, I feel like a dodo talking to the camera all the time. So it's nice to have an interactive conversation with others. So let's get started. So here's a finger food that'll lower your blood sugar. And I always start these things. I never tell you what I'm talking about until we really get into it. But there's a reason for that, because I want you to think abstract. I'm an abstract thinker. I think outside the box. I don't do what everyone else does. My videos are not like everyone else's. Obviously, as you can see, I'm not super fancy. I just have the camera and stuff like that, and I do what I do. I guess I'll get fancy over time, depending on how the channel grows. But I'm just here for the information, to give you the information and for you to be effective at the information. I'm not here to inundate you with a ton of information and scientific data, which really has no meaning to you in your personal life and your personal journey in terms of fighting type 2 diabetes. So let's get started. So generally, this finger food is safe for consumption by individual with diabetes. It might also offer several health benefits that can support diabetes management. So evidence notes that this finger food can be beneficial for digestive health as well, and reducing nausea and vomiting. And we're talking about a finger food, so think about what I'm talking about. It may also possess all other health benefits that could help with diabetes. So now we go into some of the research here. So a 2022 review notes that this finger food and its constituents may be effective for metabolic syndromes such as diabetes. So when we're talking about metabolic syndromes, they're talking about the three things. A metabolic syndrome is your diabetes, which is your blood sugar. Then there's your blood pressure, and then there's your cholesterol, your lipids. So it comes in three. If you're like me, your doctor probably talks about these things with you, or have you on medication for these three things, or it's just an observation phase, watching how you progress or reverse these three things. So in essence, ginger benefits those with diabetes. And these articles that I bring up here, it's just again, like we talk about, for background information to help you guys have an understanding what I'm talking about, basically, before I get into how I apply these particular solutions to reverse my diabetes. And again, towards the end is always where I apply it, because I want you to have a baseline first to know what I'm talking about. And then if you need further research, you can talk to your doctor or research it online if you like, or ask me some questions in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer those if I know the answers. And if I don't, I'll research the answer for you. So For blood sugar regulation, a 2018 systematic review and meta-analysis suggests that ginger may be a promising option to help manage diabetes due to its positive effects on glucose management, insulin sensitivity, and blood lipid profiles. So pretty much it's talking about metabolic syndrome, blood lipid profiles, cholesterol, and things like that. So, and of course your blood sugar. But older research indicates that ginger powder supplements may improve fasting blood sugar and A1C levels in people with type 2 diabetes. And that's us, right? In 2019, a systemic review and meta-analysis noted that ginger may not affect fasting blood sugar, but significantly improves your A1C levels. So this is the inverse of what we talked about in the last video, right? The last video, there wasn't a lot of research on, what was it we were talking about there? Oh, apple cider vinegar with regard to your long-term A1C results, but it did lower your immediate blood sugar, your daily blood sugar and fasting blood sugar. So this is the inverse of that. Here it's telling you that there isn't a ton of research here, but it looks like it does well for your long-term blood sugar control, your A1C, but they're unsure about what it's doing for your everyday blood sugar, your postprandial, as they call it, after you eat, and your fasting blood sugar. So this suggests that ginger may have a positive effect on glucose management over a longer period. Ginger may also help improve a person's insulin sensitivity. An individual with low insulin sensitivity will likely have insulin resistance, which can increase their resistance of developing type 2 diabetes. So if you're type 2, if you're a pre-diabetic, these are the things that could eventually happen if you're not taking care of your blood sugar problems. So additionally, a 2020 study indicates that ginger consumption can improve blood lipid profile. So that goes back to metabolic syndrome. So your blood lipid profile is your cholesterol profile, your triglycerides, all the good stuff that goes with that. So while more research is necessary, these studies indicate that ginger may be a promising additional therapy for diabetes. So again, more research is necessary. And ginger's been around for thousands of years, like we talked about some of the other ingredients we've discussed previously in other videos. So it's working. I mean, again, it goes back to Asia again. This stuff goes Asia, India, and places like that. They've been using it for thousands of years. These guys know the secrets to a lot of these issues that we're having. You just have to pay attention. So in terms of anti-inflammatory properties, ginger contains a compound that may provide anti-inflammatory effects. Evidence notes that inflammation plays a role in diabetes, and targeted inflammation may help improve prevention and management of the condition. A 2021 meta-analysis shows that ginger supplementation can provide a small reduction in inflammation in those with type 2 diabetes. Small is fine, guys. You know why? Because we put a lot of things together and they work together to give us a synergistic effect that gives us the results we're looking for. So they all do small things, but it adds up, right? Every little thing adds up. So similarly, a 2022 rat study, so they're studying this on rats, notes that ginger can reduce inflammation and oxidative stress, which may help improve glucose management. So there are some side effects with ginger, guys. So some of these side effects, we'll discuss that now. So ginger is generally safe to consume in moderation. However, in some cases, it can cause mild side effects such as GI issues, gastrointestinal issues. As such, it's important that people consume appropriate amounts of ginger. Potential side effects may include issues such as heartburn, bloating, gas, nausea, diarrhea, abdominal pain. I personally have never experienced any of those things, but I'm sure you can experience anything with, doesn't matter if it's a medication, if it's something natural, there's always, everyone's body reacts differently. So here's the other thing you got to know. Ginger also contains salicylate, which may cause blood thinning. So salicylate, it's a derivative of salicylic acid, right? The same stuff that's in aspirin. So people with heart problems, they're always taking an aspirin to keep their blood thin as a blood thinner. So this also promotes blood thinning. So if you're on any medication like Coumadin or any of that kind of stuff, um, warfarin, Coumadin, any of that kind of stuff, and you've seen a doctor for that, make sure you discuss this with your doctor first before, just taking ginger based on my advice. Because I'm not advising you to take it. I'm telling you what works for me. And that way you can think about things and get the proper advice from your medical provider and start putting a regimen together for you that's going to work for you as well. But I'm arming you with the arsenal that you need to get there. All right, so they're telling me how to add ginger to my eating plan. I'm going to tell you guys how to do it, and then I'll tell you guys how I do it. So, how to add ginger to an eating plan. Ginger can make a great addition to sweet and savory dishes as well as drinks. Some ideas to incorporate ginger into the diet may include grated or minced ginger. Adding grated or minced ginger to stir fries, soups, salads, dressings can provide a zesty, warming flavor. Ginger tea. Slice fresh ginger into a mug with hot water and let it brew. Enjoy this beverage on its own with a squeeze of lemon and additional flavor. Not sugar though. Smoothies. Add a small amount of fresh or powdered ginger to help enhance the state and nutritional value of smoothies. It pairs well with fruits such as pineapple, mango, and banana. As a spice blend, add ginger into homemade spice blends to season meats, roasted vegetables, or legume dishes. And as a supplement, which is kind of how I use it, I'd say, if incorporated ginger into a diet is challenging, ginger supplements may be another option. However, it is essential for people to consult with a healthcare provider before starting any supplement regimen. So, in summary, ginger can be a tasty addition to the diets of people living with diabetes. So, it's not off limits for us. Excuse me. It may also provide health benefits such as helping blood sugar regulation, anti-inflammation, and weight management. So there are a multitude of benefits, just like everything else we've talked about thus far in the other videos. So it's just not for your diabetes. It helps with inflammation, helps with digestion, helps with pain, helps with a lot of different things. So, I mean, these are things worth looking into. So while it's generally safe, a person should consume it in moderation due to its potential side effects that we discussed earlier, such as gastrointestinal discomfort. I personally have never experienced any of that. Ginger has been known to actually improve, gastrointestinal issues if you have a stomach ache and things like that. But like anything, too much of anything is not good for you, right? So by incorporating ginger into an eating plan, individuals with diabetes can potentially harness its benefits while enjoying its unique flavor and versatility. Okay, so let's talk about how I do it now. So let me grab this over here. So remember we talked about finger food, right? There's your finger food, guys. That's it. Looks like fingers, right? To me. So it wasn't clickbait, guys. I have ginger probably throughout the day, to be honest with you. The drink that I always talk about that I make. Here's another of the ingredients that goes into that drink. So, if you have texture issues with your food, this may not work for you. But what I do is when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is I make my drink like we talked about in previous videos. But one of the other ingredients I add to the drink is ginger. So I'll take a small piece. I'll cut maybe this much off of it. I don't know how much that is. The size of a thumbnail maybe. And I sliced it up and diced it up and nice and small, and I put it in my drink with all the other ingredients that we have spoken about and that we're going to talk about, because I haven't given you all the ingredients yet because it's just too much to do in one or two videos. And as I drink my drink throughout the day, I have my ginger, and it, I chew it. You chew it and swallow it. It provides fiber as well. So I do that, and of course I minced it up. I mince it up small, so it's not a big deal. But if you have texture issues, this might not be the way to go. You may have to have a powdered ginger or something like that. That may be better for you. And that's what I do. I like I said before in the last video, I drink my drink throughout the day. When it's done, before I have lunch, before I have breakfast, this is what I start with, and then I drink it till the 32 ounces are done, and then I fill it up again, add my ingredients again, and before lunch I start drinking that as well. So it's always before a meal. Same thing before dinner. And I don't advise that you do it the way I do it. I advise you take it slow and start maybe with one 32-ounce container for the entire day and go there and see how that goes. And I also do it before I go to bed as well. My ginger goes in my drink before I go to bed that I make, my little concoction that I always talk about. So that's ginger, guys. That's the miraculous uh, finger food, because it's a food and it looks like fingers. Um, that can reverse your diabetes and your A1C and lower your blood sugar, guys. And it seems like it's pretty promising for A1C. So something to look at, something to add to your arsenal, and something to empower you to lower um, your blood sugar and reverse your diabetes. That's all I got for you guys today. Um, have a good day, guys, and I'll talk to you on the next video.